Hi, welcome to my first video, which has been absolutely painstaking. My name is Philip Smith, and I'm a financial planner with Tide Pool Wealth Strategies. If you've ever wondered, how much money do I actually need to retire? You're not alone. Today, we're going to wade into that question with a simple method you can try out. Now, spoiler alert, there is no magic number, but I'm going to share a way that'll help you get in the ballpark without a whole lot of headache. Far less headache than recording this video. Okay, here's the deal. There's something called the multiply by 25 rule. You ever heard of it? It's a quick way to estimate how much you might need to save. You take what you think you'll need to spend each year in retirement and multiply it by 25. Yep, that is it. However, I feel like just multiplying by 25 isn't always the solution because sometimes we have the money already set aside. So instead, we're going to talk about the rule of 25. And we're not going to get super complicated with this. We'll do a little addition, maybe a little subtraction. We may also do some multiplication and some division, but we aren't going to get into any complicated formulas. So nothing like this right here. Well, at least not today. So this formula does have some value. Future value. That's a joke. Okay. What we're really trying to get to is determining first the annual income need. So knowing what our expenses are and then figuring out what are we going to need in order to be spending this money in a year. Once we know that annual income, we're going to multiply it by 25. And that's going to give us that total amount of retirement savings that we need. This number 25 comes from the average number of years in retirement. And so what we're looking for is gross income. That's the number that we're looking for in this hypothetical scenario here. So let's say that the income need is $90,000 per year before taxes. Now we've got all these other income sources that we can plan for. You got things like Social Security. You may have perhaps a pension. You might also have something like real estate or rental income. Perhaps you've got an annuity. There's all these potential other income that we have. And so we want to make sure that we account for those because then we know what we actually need from our retirement savings. And so let's just say that we have our Social Security. We can plan for that. And let's say in this scenario that our Social Security income provides us, like $36,000 of annual income. And then let's just assume that we have some other kind of income source. Sometimes people have rental income. Sometimes they have something like a small pension. Whatever that source may be. In this scenario, let's just say that it accounts for another $14,000 per year of income. And so that gives us $50,000 of gross income. Again, that's pre-tax income that's already there for us. So what we then do is a little bit of math, $90,000 minus $50,000. And that is going to give us the remaining amount that we're going to need from our retirement savings. That's going to be $40,000. And so $40,000 is the annual income need. This is filling the income gap that we have. All right, so we've identified this particular number, $40,000. And what we do is we then take that $40,000 and we're going to multiply it by 25. And that's going to give us $1 million. So that is the total amount needed to provide money for us over a 25-year period. Now, there are a ton of variables here. This is a very simple rule of thumb, but it gives us an idea. But the question can sometimes be, what if I want to retire now? Then what we're not looking for is multiplying by 25. Instead, what we're actually looking for is dividing by 25. Take the money that you have saved already and divide that number by 25. So let's just say that you have, $600,000 saved. If we take that and we divide that $600,000 by 25, that's going to tell us how much money we would have to spend per year. And that's $24,000. Now, this is just, again, base assumption. It says we're not looking at inflation. We're not looking at growth, but it gives us the $24,000. Does this look familiar to anyone?
So if we say 24,000 equals X percent of $600,000, then what we're going to find by taking 100 and dividing it by 25 is that we get 4 or 4%, i.e. the 4% rule. Okay, so let's go back to this $1 million for just a moment. This $1 million saved, it is, really just the retirement income need. Okay, it doesn't account for a lot of other factors. And there are a lot of other things that we need to be considering. What about long-term care, medical emergencies, home emergencies, family emergencies, any other kind of emergencies, any other kind of just life events that happen, those unplanned things? We want to make sure that we are accounting for those in some way. But $1 million in this particular scenario is the dollar amount to provide for the income. So it is a good starting point. Again, the rule of 25, great rule of thumb. It is not the end all be all. If you're looking for the end all be all solution, then, the rule of 25 is going to get you somewhere, but it just doesn't account for everything. And so it's a quick way to start thinking about retirement. But remember, it's only one basic tool in the toolbox. If you want a more personalized estimate, grab a cup of coffee, sit down and start tracking your current expenses to get a clearer picture of what retirement might look like. And I'll try to find some time to do another video where we talk through and look at another means of figuring out that big savings number. But for now, thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, you know how to show your appreciation on YouTube. And you can, always try subscribing to the channel to make sure you're notified about our helpful content as it's released. Thanks for watching my first attempt at a video. And remember, as the podcast goes, the perfect retirement plan for you is the one you act on.